So for debate prep or for an argumentative essay or a persuasive essay, we like to do an Annie chart. A stands for the affirmative, N stands for the negative, and I stands for interesting. So for debate prep, we would get the topic and then we would prepare ourselves to argue either side of the topic, affirmative or the negative. So in this instance, the topic was hockey, fighting. Fighting and hockey should be banned. So based on that topic, the affirmative side would say why it should be banned. The negative side would focus on why it should not be banned. And during your research, you would put all interesting information, but it may not fall on the affirmative or the negative side. We would put that in the interesting column because that would help us maybe drive a point, that would help us prepare our introductions or our conclusions or rebuttals during the debate process. The areas that are circled or that are in red, that are squared, are either a vocabulary or we were looking for additional information. So as we wrote everything out, we did our research. Our research, we took, let's say, an hour or 2 hours to do research on every and anything. Everything started on the I, interesting fact. And then we would move each bullet that we found to either the affirmative or the negative. And some could probably be in both columns. And then eventually, if we couldn't get anything into the affirmative or negative column, it remained in the interesting. And then I allowed him to use the interesting column to, again, develop his introduction, how he was going to introduce his debate, whether he was on affirmative or negative, and it would help him drive his point to provide a conclusion to close his debate. And this section here, again, all the areas that were squared in this example, Vocalize, AP News, football stats, one death, we made a little area where he did additional research and defined those things or provided additional information that would go into the appropriate column. So that's how we do debate prep. And he doesn't know what side he's going to be on until the day of the debate. So if his debate is at 2 o'clock, as an example, he wouldn't know until like 9 or 8 o'clock in the morning what side he would be on, but he would be just fine because he has written out information about every single side of the argument. So he should be well prepared to debate his side, and he should be able to rebuttal the opposite side because he's done that research. If we were talking about an argumentative essay, or if we were doing a persuasive essay, or let's say we were diving into a book, and then I asked him to select a conflict in that book, we would do the same thing. We would put the affirmative, the negative, and interesting about that particular conflict or that topic that he's persuading someone on, or that topic that he is arguing about or debating about, and we would do this same type of process. This process does not take a day. We probably, spend about, again, an hour to 2 hours to research. And then on another day, we would go ahead and we would create all of our, or would put all of our information on a separate board as interesting facts. And then on a different day, we'll go ahead and complete this 3-column board where we would have affirmative, negative, and interesting. And then he would just take this board and use it for his debate. In addition, every time we do something like this, I do allow him to take a picture of it and upload it to Seesaw. I'll link a video above that explains how we use Seesaw, but it's just a way of us keeping track of certain assignments to help build his portfolio at the end of the year, because things like this he may not want to write out on paper, and it's a little bit more fun if he writes it on a whiteboard. So to make sure I capture the information, we take a picture, upload it to Seesaw along with the debate topic so that we can keep track of what he's doing. If I need him to do this on a piece of paper, then I would give him something longer than an 8x10 sheet of paper. And then we would just put it in 3 columns and then go ahead and complete the process. And then he would attach it to his persuasive or argumentative essay, or he would attach it to maybe like a graphic organizer for the book that he selected and for the conflict that he selected. We'll go ahead and attach the piece of paper to those other documents for our portfolio, our physical portfolio that we kept. So hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully this is something that you may want to consider when assigning persuasive, argumentative, or debate topics and essays, or again, even a book. Having a child pull out one conflict or 2 conflicts and then compare those conflicts together.